Good morning, collective. How are you guys? This is your weekly spiritual session, and you are here with T. And I hope that you had a beautiful and wonderful week. Let's jump right in. Our spiritual messages I do not pull tarot cards because there's this stigma around tarot and religion and spirituality. It's just too much drama, and like the only thing that could get me out of pocket would be for someone to put their unwarranted opinions on something that I'm speaking of, although it happens every day, okay? But, if you can avoid it, do that. It's the way of a Libra, right? So, my thing is this. I don't pull tarot cards because I don't want to ruffle feathers. There's still some of us who are on our spiritual journeys, but we're deeply rooted in religion. And we all are, I guess you could say a little bit, but I mean, when I say religion, religion puts these caps on everything. There's a cap on what you can say. It's a cap on what you can feel. Hell, some churches, it's a cap on what you can even dress up as. It's these caps. That's why we believe that spiritually, when you're a spiritual person, you're spiritually free. You're really free because God met you where you were, in your elements, wherever you were, doing whatever you were doing. He met you there. And you truly on your spiritual journey have grown to understand that you cannot hide any part of you from the Lord. You can't try to, and you shouldn't, especially if you want healing in multiple areas of your lives. You have to be open enough for God to reach you where you are. So, with that being said, please keep your unwarranted opinions to yourself. It doesn't matter anyway. So, this week, for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I think 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we've been talking. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been wanting that soda all day, and I'm not, even though my ice is melted, gonna stop drinking it. Oh, I made me some infused water this morning, guys. Some celery, some oranges, and some lemons. I'm gonna let that bad boy sit for a couple of hours, and then have me a glass of that. Very leaves you feeling exhilarated. You won't be thirsty. You'll be completely hydrated. It's actually extremely healthy for you. So check out some infused waters and drinks and smoothies that you can have to kind of make your, detox your body out and flush out any toxins naturally. So you don't have to be cooped up with a bunch of stuff. Because, even your nerves and your mind and your foods and, just it will just stuff you up and it will have you going freaking crazy. Okay, so I've decided to start drinking infused waters because I don't like water, me personally, but I like ice. And, I like flavored waters. I will drink flavored water. So, in conversating with the Lord this morning, moving in and to and fro from my house, cleaning and getting the house together for Sunday and the week ahead, I was like, Lord God, I want to try some infused waters. It's a good one. And then I looked right at this big bushel of celery. So I decided to cut up some celery and some little oranges and some slices of lemon and some lemon, oranges, and celery. So and dipped it with a bunch of ice, and we're gonna let that sit for a while, a couple hours, and then I'm gonna have me a glass of the best water on the planet. Anyway, back to what I was saying. For the last 3 to 4 weeks, we've been talking about relationships and what God thinks about us being in relationships. And the fact of the matter is that God does want us in relationships. I mean, it's the only way we can procreate. Duh. But we've gotten along a path of, and I'm going to include myself because I am only human, but we've all most of us have gotten on this path, and with blinded eyes, we're taking things like lust and physical personal satisfaction and conscrewed it with love, and it's just That's why these relationships are not working. That's why people are not understanding one another. Some people can be spiritual, other people can be religious, and it's just, it's the spiritual person is probably like more endowed to go along with, coming together. But a person that's trapped in a religious mindset is going to have all these opinions about the spiritual person. So, and then that's probably going to make the spiritual person be like, well, I don't know. I'm not really supposed to judge, but I don't know if I want to. So you get a lot of situations in relationships where interpersonal communication is kind of like jumbled up. So they never come together. If they do come together, only physical things come from it, like babies or bills or strife, physical strife. You begin to resent your partners and things that matter. And that's because it never came from a space of true love to begin with. And I don't mean just true love like, oh, every time I see that guy, my heart just da 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 da. I mean love like agape love. Like, I know that person right there loves me, period. And I can laugh as loud as a sailor, or I can cuss as deep as a drunk, but that person loves me. That's agape love, period, with no strings attached type of love. We get that type of love confused with our physical desires, our physical wants, and how fine somebody is, and if they got their life together, whatever that means. Because I don't think whether you're the richest person in the world or the poorest, you got your life together. If you're still here, you ain't got it together. Sorry. I mean, to us, you have it together. You got all the money you need, you got good credit, you got your houses, you got your cars, but your body is still present here, which means you still have work to do. So, what are you loving on? What are you putting your life force into? And it's nothing wrong with being rich and famous. It's nothing wrong with being um, poor. There's nothing wrong unless you just, not living right and you're not helping anybody. It's nothing wrong with living mediocre and enjoying the fact that you don't live above your means. It's just all kinds of ways that we run around and, our 2 cents tries to make up what the whole collective is going through when in actuality it shouldn't be like that at all. But anyway, I don't want to go into love anymore this session. When it comes to relationships, I want to talk about lust. And lust is the main component to a lot of relationships that just fall by the wayside because people confuse lust with love. They both begin with the same letter. Um, they both have the same amount of letters in them. Yeah. Uh, they both have boast. Lust boast. Love doesn't. Um, there are a couple of things, further that will get you misconstrued with, am I in love or am I in lust? And usually when people find out that what they thought was a love situation is actually a lust situation is once their feelings get hurt because their person has, chosen someone else or be with someone else upon you meeting this person, or they lied to you a lot to keep your attention, but they can't really deliver anything to you. So, those are lustful situations. Those are not situations out of love. Now, you have someone by your side. You break down, you get gout, arthritis, a toothache, and an earache all at the same time. This person is running back and forth to Walgreens and if you're pregnant on top of that, the cookie store and just whatever the fuck you need. They got your paper towels. You can blow your nose. And, they helping you in and out the bathtub because you're really, really big and you're scared to fall in it if you're pregnant. And, you're in delivery room or something and somebody's right there with you. Or, you're feeling down that day and someone just comes in and just picks your feet up and starts rubbing your feet. Or, those are actions of love. But when you're involved in a relationship that is completely lust, the person will come through, oh, I love you, oh, and it's not even necessarily their fault. Some people are not taught love. Most people have been shown what love is, but on so many different levels that everybody's level isn't the same, so your version of love might be different from somebody else's version of love, what I'm saying? So, a person will come in and they're like, I love you, and And because your mind frame on love is not what it should be, then you think that them lusting after you is actually love when it is not. Or, you guys are having a bunch of fun together, so it's love when it actually is not. Because as soon as you commit to the person, y'all become extremely bored with each other. Or, nobody wants a relationship that's kind of complacent. But in actuality, if you're going to be with someone, and I mean for the rest of your life, and you live up to 70 or 80, every time I get on here, I'm busy right now. Threw my concentration off. They'll come through and their version of love could be just lust. And so when they come at you, that's all they know. And you're like, oh, he loved me because he had came to see me and we had made love or whatever. You're not making love, you're fucking, first of all. Second of all, sometimes people will allow another person to behave towards them in this way, thinking if I give it to them like this, they're going to love me. It's not going to happen. Real love is not lust. And real lust has no room for love in it. Okay. So we know that on Sundays, I do not read from the good book, but I do give you the verses. Okay, like, hang it up already. I'm not picking it up. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, I do not, I was going to say, give out my phone number. That's why I don't give it out. I do not read from the good book on Sundays myself on the video. I do read it, but I read it. I leave that up to you because I am not licensed yet as a legally licensed spiritual advisor. But I want your soul saved. So I'm going to speak and preach because I can do that right now. They haven't changed the constitution. I wanted to say commandments, but so as I was studying this morning in the presence of the Holy Spirit, so I do that every Sunday. Something struck me, and one of the lessons was about this lust, and I'm like, you know what? That's for my collective today, yay! And there was some points that were given to us that showed us, how things about lust that I don't think everybody realizes. Okay, so the first thing is that you can't control your lust. You can control it. It is not it's almost, I was going to say it's not an entity, but in most situations, it kind of comes off as this entity that has control over you. And therefore, it's easier to act in the manner of lust than it is to act in the manner of love, because love is something you have to express. Lust is something that just seems to come from our inner part, our inner 3D level of issue within us. It's our part of that ego that's already built into us when it comes to the sexual sector of the ego. Lust is there, right there, sitting at the front door, okay? But you can control lust. It's not something that can takes over your life and just will run amok with it, and you can't stop it, or you can't curve it, or you can't pray it away, you can't wipe it away, you can't rub it away. Yes, you can. I don't know why that came in my ear today. You can't wipe it away. But you can. You can control the lust that you have in your loins. And the first thing, I think the first line of defense when it comes to lust, the first line of defense is this in this situation, in a lot of other situations, is love for yourself. When you love yourself, you are going to be hyper guarded on everything that comes your way, including and especially lust, because you know what you want to receive. If you're an understanding person, know that whatever you put out into the universe, you get back. You ever heard that? Watch how you treat people, because it's going to come back on you. Religion has a lot of sayings. People of religion have a lot of sayings, but when spirituality proves it, they don't want to give us the credit for it. But Watch what you put out into the universe because it's going to come back, or watch how you talk about people because they could be doing it. That is true. So if you put out love for yourself, genuine, true love, agape love for your own self, then that is what the universe is going to allow to come back into you. You won't be able to be, I'm not going to say discarded by lust. What the word I want to use is deceived by lust. You will not be able to be deceived. Now, I'm the type of person who's like this, and I don't know if this is necessarily fair. Um, a lot of times I think to myself, are you fair, T? Are you fair? Because what I will do is I have the let you hang yourself complex. And I guess that's just me and my Libra element. As a Queen of Swords, I know what the fuck you want, but I'm going to let you hang yourself. Let's see what you do today. Because I know when I get through dealing with it, I know I went in with all of my thought processes about the situation right there at the forefront. You, on the other hand, I'm not trying to figure out, but since you think you know everything, we're just going to see how this plays out for your benefit. So say a situation is like this. You're dealing with a guy won't commit. Guy wants to be in your energy though, wants to sex you up all the damn time. And you sit back and you're like, if you allow it, sure. They come in and think they done one damn you and you just trapped with them, love them. And then as soon as they get through, you're like, well, okay, see you later. And then you don't call and you don't text, you stop answering the phone. That's because you already knew that this is not something you wanted to do. And you're okay with that. The other person, on the other hand, may have a problem because they went into it with lust, thinking that their loins could control the situation, when ultimately it's not going to do anything but keep on building on a tower moment, as we say in tarot land. It's going to build towers because they're going to want to go out there. Lust is like a greed that just grows. It grows. Once they get it from you, then they're going to go conquer somebody else, and they're going to conquer somebody else, and it's just a bridge, a bowl that just gets continuously filled. And it's because it stems from the ego. And the ego is full of I want, I need, I gotta have. That's mine. I want it like that. That I complex is going to get a lot of fucking people sent to hell. It really is. There is no I in team, and that's why they say that, I guess. I'm not sure. But if we're on this planet to do a collective work for the one that created us, then yeah, you kind of got to get rid of the I ego. That it's not going to work for you. So when you love yourself, back to what I was saying, it's very hard for people to come at you with things like lies, deceit, negativity, greed, and of course, lust. The second thing, the first is you can control lust. The second thing is you can be hurt by it. You can be hurt by lust because it's always used in the emotional context of things. Lust is not something like, let's drive to Toronto tomorrow. Ain't nothing lusty about that. But I want that girl because her booty big. Or I want that car because they got one. Or I want to hang out with them because they look like they got they together. All of those are lustful things. Yeah, even the one to be having things like your neighbor is a lust. When you should be only wanting to fulfill what purpose God has for you in your life. You want to hang out with certain type of people because they're a certain type of way that's lusting after what they have. Kind of why in the Bible God is like, don't covet thy neighbor's wife, and that's a sin, and wanting something that your neighbor has, that is also a sin, because you should be glorifying God for the life that He gave you. Because if you're alive, you got a purpose. Period, point blank. No matter how big or small your purpose, it could be a little bitty purpose, and God will take that little bitty purpose and He will blow it up, magnify it, if you make sure that He is at the forefront of why you're on that journey in the first place. You can be hurt by lust because it is used in the context of our emotions. We think that we love someone when actually we just really, really want whatever it is that person has, that it thing, that it factor, that light, or that butt, or that wand, whatever you want to call it, or that money, or that car, or that attention, or that they're that person, so you got to be with that person for that. All those are lustful things, all of them. And all of those things can hurt you. They're not trying to live like the Joneses, and you ain't got it, can leave you broken. That will hurt you. Wanting to lust after a person because of the way that their body is made, once you get through using them, you're going to go into somebody else. That can hurt someone, you and or the other person. Wanting to have something that somebody else has, coveting, wanting to covet theirs, that is an issue of lust, and it can hurt you. Like David, King David wanted Bathsheba so bad he had her man killed. You know, that's lust in the 15th millionth degree. Like, damn. You know what I mean? But you can be hurt by lust. And so therefore you should watch what you're wanting, why you want it, what it is you want from it, and what is it going to do to affect your life if you get it. Think about that, and it'll kind of give you like a little baby checklist. Is this lust, or is this love? Or is this good for me, or is this not good for me? Okay. Third point I want to make. First is you can control lust. Second is that you can be hurt by lust. Third is you can come back from lust. You can come back from this type of behavior, this type of feeling, this type of activity, this type of behavior. You can come away from it. You know, you don't have to be trapped in it. So say right now you're a person that's just overly sexually driven. And you're like, you know, I'm just a dog. Like that song. What is that song? How does it say it? She don't want no pets, but I'm a dog. Yeah, yeah. Like you just know you're a dog. You don't have to be stuck in that mind frame. You can actually come from that mind frame. And yes, you can ask the Lord, Lord, can I please be helped to stop wanting everything that walk by me? He'll meet you right there in that place. If you're in that place in your life, in your heart, in your spirit, he'll meet you there. He created passion and love, so I'm sure he can deal with the backlash of that, which is lust. I mean, Bathsheba and David became our descendants. Come on now. But it was behind the lustful situation. David even had her man killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Just so you can do her, dude? Like, you get trapped that hard in lust, but God can still meet you there. Fourth thing is you can be forgiven for lust. Absolutely. God can forgive a murderer who literally took the action to take someone's life out. He can forgive you for sticking it in everything that you walk by, or opening it up for everybody who wants some. He can meet you there, and he will forgive you for it, okay? So do know that these temptations of lust, they're just temptations. And if you recognize that they have no hold over your life, then they will not be able to even come into your life. Your energy will be so high and so beautiful and so bright that people of low level energy won't even be able to approach you. And you'll see something and it won't mind frame you so bad that, I say mind frame when I really want to say mind you so bad that, you know, you go and throw away a whole relationship behind it, or you go and throw away, you know, your marriage behind it, or you go and throw away a friendship behind it, or you go and throw away your life behind it. Because some people have this thing where when lust appears, they just become addicted to lust. People watch porn all day. They watch people's ass all day. I mean, it's some people that are just that sick. Serial killers get trapped up in that a lot. You know, it begins as this really passionate, deep issue of lust that they have. And it turns out that they will just run up and do these things, and then people wind up dead. I mean, any kind of little interpersonal thing can incite a lust mindset within an individual and, you know, kind of take them over. So you do need to know that and also, before I finish that, let me say that once you decide to make sure that you're not living a life of lust, oh, the temptations are going to come. That's when you're going to be the finest thing to everybody. That's when you're going to be the most handsomest and most beautiful. And you're just going to be the most glowing thing everybody ever did see. Because Satan has minions, and these minions are to make you forget who the fuck you are and what your journey is. That's their job. Not only do we have jobs as spiritual leaders, teachers, advisors, whatever you want to call us, tarot readers, intuitives, earth angels, whatever you want to call us, everybody has a purpose. And our purpose is to help you get back on track with the Holy Spirit and God. That's ultimately the whole thing. Even if it's a love reading, we're supposed to get you to a point to where you start with loving yourself first. When you start loving yourself first, you're going to automatically see God. Period, point blank. I'm just telling you what I know. And never forget that God will meet you where you are. So you can be forgiven, and these temptations can be avoided and thwarted away from you. Okay? The Holy Spirit will watch your back that hard, yes. There are 5 stages of lust, though. There is, and the 5 stages are idleness. When someone is bored, it is easy for them to be succumbed to lust. Say they're married 25 years and they just see the same woman every day, you know. If they get bored, watch out. Especially if they're very passionate or fiery type of person. So that's why it's always important. People are always like, you know, pick up the spark in the bedroom or whatever you have, because once you let your partner get bored, then it is extremely easy for lust to creep in and destroy your whole shebang. I'm just saying, you know, yes. Number 2, yeah, boredom is really a destructive nature. Depression can also, lust can also sneak it into your life when you're depressed, if you're down. Because one thing about a person that is depressed is that they want to be loved. And it's very easy for, and I'm just going to use divine masculine, divine feminine. You know, you're divine feminine or whatever, you don't really know it yet. And you're really suffering from things of depression. It's real easy for some Mac daddy to come in there and like, well, baby, I think you're the most beautiful and you're the most sexy and you're the most fine. You be in the bed in 20 minutes. You don't even know how you got there because your mind is so trapped on the fact that you're internally unhappy with yourself. Oh, this person is showing me attention. They must love me. Don't get it confused, my loves. Don't get it confused. That's not love. That's lust. So watch your mindset when it comes to being in an interpersonal relationship with another person. Are you spiritually healthy? Are you spiritually free? Are you spiritually happy? Because once you become those 3 things, even if you were suffering from depression, it will slowly bring you out of depression. Those being filled with the Holy Spirit and God will not allow you to be depressed. It's just not going to happen. The two can't coincide in the same issue, because God is love and He is pure and He is light. And lust is a sin. It is evil. It is dark. Okay. So idleness and boredom and depression. There's a first stage of lust. The second stage is interest. You know, when you see something, you know, some people can see somebody and she surely is keep going about their business. And then you got some to be like, damn, she surely is. Damn, I wonder if she got a man. Then they running all up in her face. And you know, if she gives the phone number, they're calling her every 15 minutes, and all they still see is that booty you walk by with. They just gonna antagonize the issue on and on and on. They linger there in that issue of whatever happened the moment they laid eyes on you. That it lingers there. So that idleness, there it is again. You know, you're not just observing, but now you're interested and you're going there and you're lingering there. Like David, once he saw Bathsheba, he didn't just go about his business. Like, he lingered there in the idea of having this woman, and it actually stirred up other things in him that made him go after this lustful issue, and he had her husband killed in battle and ultimately, you know, slept with this woman. So your interest, um, you know, overlooking the actual facts there. You're just lingering in what you want in that I complex. I want that. David wanted Bathsheba so bad that he took steps to change her life and her fate just to have her. Lust is very selfish like that. It's very, very selfish. Okay. The third stage of lust is intoxication. So you're not only interested, and you're not even turning your back to it at all, and you're not only idle and just bored or depressed or feeling down, but now you're just enamoredly intoxicated with this situation. Like you just is you got I don't know why I'm here. Michael Jackson got me working day and night. like but yeah, I hear that. You got me working day and night. So like some people will literally work themselves to death to get a hold of whatever it is they lust after. And then, like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, here comes that situation where you gave them what they wanted and then they're gone. But they worked like hell to get your attention. Sound familiar, ladies? Sound like some of these relationships y'all are going through right now? It's all obtaining from a lustful standpoint, and that's what's happening, sweethearts. Men too, guys. If you run into these type of women, because they're out there. First time I realized that these, I'm gonna say it. I don't give a damn, but first time y'all realize these hoes ain't loyal, it's probably because you ran up on her and she was with another dude. The dude could buy her a purse, a bag, a car, or some shoes. So that's things to lust after. She gone. Yes, the women are out here too. So it's not just from, guys, ladies. This is not something that is perpetuated to one sex. It's everybody, male and female. We can all fall to this, we can all fall, succumb to this sin if we allow it. And the first time that, the devil knows that he can throw lust in your face is when you don't love yourself. So always remember to love yourself first, the way that God loves you. Not just be stuck up and I love me because I know God loves me. And when I think about the love that he has for me, I have to go all the way back to my birth. Literally. The devil tried to kill me on the way in here. Literally. I was born tiny. My mama was a baby. She didn't know how to take care of me. At the hospital, they told her, I'm going to die. My grandmother had never left where she lived and actually got in a car and flew to where I was born to make sure someone's there to take care of this little bitty tiny baby that fit in a size 7 shoebox. That's how small I was. The devil did not want me to make it, period. And I know that because those little babies struggle and most of them don't make it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? With technology now that we have a lot of more chances for these tiny babies to come. But back in the 70s, the devil wanted me dead. And not only that, but I came out feet first. So not only was I too tiny, but I came out and I'm kicking. In there trying to choke on the umbilical cord. He in there just turning, so you have to watch, what you allow in and out of your life. And know that if you love yourself, then everything will be magnified to you before you allow it in. You'll be able to see it. Okay. The fourth stage of lust is indulgence. Indulging in these things. And I'm not going to just talk about lust as per like sex. We could talk about lust as per drug abuse. We could talk about lust in terms of alcohol abuse, or in terms of being a person that likes to have a bunch of babies. You got to get them kids. I don't know how that goes exactly, but it came to my head. So the Lord knows what I'm trying to say. But continue to sleep with people who do you this way. Or continue to sleep with people who you can run over in this fashion, using lust as a love mask. Indulgence will irradiate. It's saying it in my head. I just can't. Reiterate. Over and over again. Like drinking is something that is done over and over again. Indulgence in lust will keep you trapped and stuck in lust. Okay, is basically what I'm trying to say. And number 5, regret. Being regretful about a lot of things will keep you stuck in low level, low vibing energy. And if you regret one love, say we're talking about love, and you regret how this love went, stepping on the other side of being hurt, being the person who hurt someone. Thank you, Holy Spirit. If you're regretful then you may say, well, hit, I'm going to go do what I want to do. You know, that kind of attitude and regret will spur up that good attitude. And you'll be like, I don't care. You know, I'm going to go do it again. So try and make sure that you're always in a pure, uh, you're in a pure space. You're in a pure mindset. You're in a loving mindset and not a lustful mindset. Um, Make sure that you represent yourself in a manner where you can kind of thwart even these types of issues from coming towards you. And, you know, when I say, you know, represent yourself, I mean like the way you dress, the way you talk, um, the way that you handle yourself in public situations. You know, all of those things can help you overcome being disturbed by issues of lust or being a lustful person. Okay? Also, having a victim mindset. Because when you have a victim mindset, well, they did it to me. It happened to me. You can either become a person that does this to other people, or you can always stay in a, once you pick up that victim mentality, that just ensues depression. It just calls it in. And once you're depressed, you'll take anybody's love, especially masked love. That's really lust. Okay? The two verses for us this week are 2 Samuel 11 and 1. There are three, guys. Three. There are going to be three. 2 Samuel 11 and 1. Write that down. 2 Samuel 11 and 1. 2 Samuel 11 and 1. And then we have 2 Samuel 12 and 13. 2 Samuel chapter 12, start at verse 13. 2 Samuel chapter 11, start at verse 1. Funny, but that 111 is there. And the third verse for us this week is Psalms 51. And I believe that these three verses will give you some more insight into what lust will do, what lust can do, where lust stems from, what lust wants from you, and what you can do to avoid lust. And that's going to be in that Psalms. You guys, I love you to death. I just want you to know that you're everything to God, so you're everything to me. You are worthy to be praised. The lesson I got today came from one of my favorite channels. It's the Hillsong channel. Pray for them right now. They're going through it. But this was on Pastor Terry's Chris show this morning, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna send that to my collectives. I think that's some very positive, beautiful ways to express to them, especially in our business, because we do a lot of readings about love. People want to know what's happening in their love life and why love isn't working for them, and why the people keep treating them a certain kind of way. You know, you kind of got to understand all the elements of everything first, and then you'll be able to deal with this. And you know, this may help some of you guys say, well, that wasn't a relationship I was in at all. That was lust. You know, and if it happens, my loves, you know, you don't beat yourself up about it. Not your fault you're cute. It's not your fault you're beautiful. And it's not your fault that someone wants to trap up on top of your emotions if you're down or depressed or in victim mode. And that's why it's very, very important not to be in those modes. The most important shield you can wear is the shield of the protection of the armor of God first. And second, love yourself like you know He loves you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, including lust. Okay, guys, I hope that was inspirational to y'all. It was really inspirational to me this morning, and I'm glad that it kind of came out really, really smooth. It wasn't that bad to express myself. 2 years ago, guys, I couldn't do any videos sitting up here talking to people. I even had a class while I was in college, and I had to do a presentation live. And it was the first time we had all met each other or seen each other. And it was the scariest thing ever. But I got 100. And I have not been afraid to speak my piece or say what I gotta say ever since. So I thank God for that class. I thank God for the journey I've been on in school. Your girl is a senior in college and I'm almost done. And I'm very proud of that. So I've taken my life, if you're going through things of depression, or, you're stuck in a victim mentality, or you're feeling a little low, a little bored, stagnant, find you a positive hobby that will inspire your life and hopefully inspire others. My channel was something to help me continue to heal, and I wanted to help people heal, because once I came out of the dark area where I was and realized the sun was outside, I was so happy. Y'all don't know, God came and met me where I was, and I wasn't in a pretty place a few years ago. He came and met me there. And my entire situation involved lies, deceit, lust, being used, being falsely accused of doing things I didn't do, being talked down on my name. Like, people just really went there to destroy me. And so the reason I think that the Lord is allowing the channel to be here and remain is because, all the enemies have to become your footstool that do you like that. You know that, right? So find you something positive that can glorify God and glorify your life. And I guarantee lust will be something you can overlook. I see men now, they be like, hey, beautiful. Yeah, I know I'm beautiful. I need you to tell me that. Come again. I'm the girl, quick to tell you, my dad did not abandon me. I am still in my father's life. I have always been raised by my father, and I got everything I ever wanted from my dad. You're a man, you can't tell me shit. I don't have daddy issues. So now, I use that, and it runs men off. Oh, she ain't got no daddy issues here. Her daddy loved her. I knew my daddy from the time I got here on the planet. Still know him today. Still call him right now. Still can go to his house. Just whatever. I know my father loves me. So it's very easy for the Lord to come in and say, well, I'm your heavenly father. I love you. And this is why this is why that, this is why this. Because I was raised by my father. So a man coming in trying to tell me he can captain save Batasha, you can't save me, my nigga. I know that now. You know what I'm saying? But I was in a low place too. And I think I was in a low place because I wouldn't tell my daddy on them. Had I told my daddy on them, it would have been some stuff. And I'm a big girl. I like to handle things by myself. So, my father probably, he knew, it was times where he would know. Dads always know. But there were certain things that I would never say. And he would probably not believe that I did when I was stuck in this low level state right now. So, shout outs to the real dads who stay in their daughters' lives, but the world has kind of like taken a grasp of them. Get back in your daughters' lives because your daughters need you. My dad is, talking to me about things he wants me to do for him because we've exchanged roles. At first I was to be taken care of, and, he was the provider. Now my dad is getting up in age and I want to take care of my father. It's changed. It's the difference. So make sure that, your issues are not like on display for some satanic energy to pick up, like, oh, she's depressed. Oh, she ain't got no man. Oh, she stay at home all day. Those aren't things that are bad. Those are things I use to my benefit, actually. I don't have a man. I don't have to worry about washing nobody drawers. I don't have to worry about making sure nobody okay emotionally. I don't have to make sure nobody sexually not frustrated. I don't have to worry about if his mama made him hot water cornbread. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to worry about nobody else's issues. I don't have to make sure nobody got to get to work. I don't got to make sure nobody feelings ain't hurt. I don't got to make sure none of that. Just me and my kids. So having a man is not necessarily a bad thing, in my opinion. You don't need a man to validate who you are. First of all, you need to get that through your fucking skull. There's a lot of women, karmic women, and we, on here, we kind of hard on the karmic women, but karmic people are there to teach you lessons. That's it. That's all. That's their job. So don't beat up on a person because, they're karmic. That's karma. It has to play out. So there will probably be a person used in the situations that you go through in your life. So just because Karmithia, Karmisha, Karmika, Karmikana, Karmanala, whatever the you want to call them. Because, I mean, this is some sad ass shit when you get on here and say Carmi or a name and somebody got a fucking problem because you said the same name they said. Well, it ain't too many names you can say using that phrase. I'm just saying, some people's issues are so petty. Pettiness is another thing. So just don't get wrapped up in people wanting to down the karmic. At first I hated my karmic. I don't hate the bitch no more. I Okay, I don't hate the bitch as much anymore. Yeah, I said bitch as, and it is more than one. But I don't have problems with them because I'm like this. The masculine we were dealing with was intoxicating. He was an intoxicating motherfucker. That's just who he is. He's king in his own right. Did he do a lot of bad things to a lot of different people? Probably. I don't know. That's not my business. We'll let him tell you that. Did he do a lot of shit to hurt me? Absolutely. Absolutely. I act like it doesn't bother me because I know I love myself. So it can't hold me, can't control me. I'm the person, remember, who sits back and waits on you to hang yourself. So that's just who I am as an individual. I might suffer a lot of loss because of that. It's a Libra trait. We don't need it. But we're strong. We're strong here. So we never really, a lot of people like to associate Libras as not even having feelings. I almost want to say the same thing because I think it's my other placements that give me emotions. I could be a pretty cold-hearted motherfucker sometimes. So the Cancer's in me and the Scorpio's in me. They give me love, you know what I'm saying? And, vibe love off me because I just don't have time for no shit. That's just who I am as a person. But I've been broken down to a core, and it was by a man. Straight up, God met me in a situation about a man. He met me there, and I have not been the same since. So with that being said, guys, make sure you realize what's the difference between love and honor and dignity and respect and cherishing and joy, pure joy. I'm not talking about some you got your stimulus check and you joyous as fuck. I'm not them two different joys. Two different joys. In the mindset of all of that positivity into, make sure you understand the difference between, lust and passion and sex and indulgence and greed, because lust harbors all of those things. So make sure you know. And if you're in a relationship or you're about to go into a relationship or you're just leaving a relationship or you just got left in a relationship, you need to understand, was it love or was it lust? Because that will help you heal so much better, so much faster. And it will give you the questions maybe. Once you realize if it was love or it was lust, you can then come up with the questions that you want to ask God. God, what is this? Why? Why did that happen? It will become an easier process of you laying it at the altar. Okay? I don't know if this helps. People do not watch the spiritual message videos as much as they watch a video about some bullshit. I don't know, I'm just saying. But these messages are the ones that matter to me. So I hope that the Spiritual Sunday messages pick up a little bit, guys, because this is our soul at stake here. This is not something that is just gonna play out in your love life. It's gonna write some paragraphs in your book of life story. So it's extremely important. Okay? You guys are out here full of compassion. You guys are out here full of forgiveness and beauty. You could be a lover of animals. Your spirit guides could be animals. You know, you're very strong. You have a lot of willpower. You're very free. You're seeking and longing for this freedom. You want answers. And I'm telling you that when you love yourself first, the willpower will come from within you. Your beauty will be magnified because you will see the beauty inside of you and it'll start to come out of yourself. You will see strength come from you and it'll probably come from a place of compassion that you'll discover how strong you really and truly are. You'll become more free. And I brought that up at the beginning of the video. Spiritual people are free. They're free, free. Like free, 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 free. Like for real, free. Okay? And then seek God, because that's the only place you're going to get the real answers from. Okay, guys. I think that's it. I got some more accounting to do. Oh, I did my project, y'all. Oh my God. I'm nervous. But I laid it in the altar last night and I'm like, Lord, look, it's the short class too. It's the 5-week class. So I have this week that will be up Wednesday. And then I have one more week of accounting left. And I got a high B right now. I got a B plus. This project is worth 150 points this week. So I'm gonna do my lessons for it now, and y'all pray for me. I mean, I know I got it in the bag, but y'all pray for me, please. With that being said, I love you all very much. Get in that kitchen, because I'm gonna get in here with my grandmother's spirit, and it's gonna go down in this kitchen today. I want some cornbread and some hot water. I think I need to introduce these children to hot water cornbread. I don't know. Go around here and mess with my nana. My nana's always on me when I'm ready to cook. She be like, here goes some bouillon cubes, and here go use some celery. Use this pot. Don't use that pot. Nana wants you to use this big pot. I love my nana. She's a mess. But I'm going to tell her I need some bouillon and some onions and some, yeah. She like me when I bought her like that. I don't need none of that, but I got it. Nana, I want to make some. Oh, I don't even want to make it. I want her to make it. My nana can take tomatoes and onions and the celery. You know, grandma used to make the celery, onions, and tomatoes mixture. Oh, my nana does it, and it is so delicious. Like I literally eat the onions because they taste. It's like they become pickled, but they're not pickled. She uses no vinegar or nothing. I don't know how she does this, but I got. It's a they're Spanish children. Her children are Spanish, so it's another culture type dish. But she's very good at it. I think I'm gonna call my nana. I want to make that today. I want her to make me some. Yay! But yeah, I'm gonna go in here and get my cook on and enjoy my home and my babies and stuff before we get our week started tomorrow. And I hope that you all have a wonderful and beautiful week. Find the beauty in yourself because you're absolutely beautiful and absolutely amazing. And you don't have to be lust after. You can look in the mirror and tell yourself you're gorgeous. You don't even know how to tell you that. Wake up to the fact of who you are. Who you are. I love y'all. And have a good day, okay? Love. Please hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. And what other button, Marley? So they'll get the uploads. What do they need to hit, Marley?
Subscribe, notifications, ring the bell.
Something. He's shooting right now. He usually
I'm
runs.
shooting killers right now. I have no time for this nonsense.
He ain't got no time for the nonsense.
I don't want to die again.
He's tired of getting killed. Okay, in his game. So
and I'm shooting tails on a freaking robot that keeps on killing me.
He's mad at the freaking robot that keeps killing him. So
and Tails Doll. These two idiots keep on destroying me, and it's annoying. I had enough. Hello, robot, do it again.
When the baby is had enough, it's time to grow the fuck up. Y'all have a great day out there, okay? And a beautiful, awesome week. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.